first off, let's hit the mech bay, because we did take some damage. But yeah, it doesn't look like we took enough damage for it to be relevant. Pretty sure we did have some Phoenix Hawks. We got 2 out of the 4 that we need. I don't think, because if we can get 1 more Panther part, then we'll be able to get another Panther on the field. We do have 1 Raven part. I think we're going to sell this Javelin piece, because I don't need it. Stingers, I don't need. Razorback, I would love to get one of those fielded, but we just haven't run to very many of them. And then the Irby, I don't think we need another Irby. The only reason I even put together the one that we did was because it had an artillery piece on it. Actually, I'll hang on to it, because we could potentially cobble another one together. That's true, and that's why I've been focusing on gunnery for most of our pilots as well, to get their accuracy up. It also sucks because we've lost one of our starter pilots that had leveled up quite a few times and had very high gunnery. So that was kind of a blow to the company as well. But that's okay. We're gonna lose some pilots, that's just a thing that happens. So Sundance, you are typically in the Whitworth and you've been tanking. I'm going to save up for another point of accuracy on you. We'll go ahead and dump points into tactics and gunnery. For Stu, because they're going to be running our artillery.
Yes, Commander.
Rick, you didn't get enough for the next level.
What's up, boss?
And Carrick is going to be running our vehicles as well, so I think we're going to go with, if you're going to run a tank, then we're going to want guts and we're going to want gunnery. So, cannot be used if you move this turn. See, Pillbox's tank losing all ability to move in exchange gave 30% damage. Yeah, I think that's exactly what we need. That is an outstanding ability for a Scorpion tank with an Ultra AC5. Yeah, exactly. And that by itself, so the Panther that we have, did I just forget to save changes? But the Panther that we have is the 8Z, which is a Perfury version of that mech, and it starts with a large laser minus. And the first time I got a PPC, I was like, get that piece of crap out of there and put a PPC in this Panther. Get it back where it belongs. So yeah, that was the very first upgrade that I made to this Panther, was getting rid of that large laser. Alright, so another successful mission, and with no repairs and no injured pilots, I think we go right back into it. Let's see. So we got a duo or duo. I don't really like those. We got another battle. This one's in an urban setting. Again, it's right around our price range in terms of what we should do. Yeah. The issue that I have with traveling to the core is... And I also picked, Torian as my starter base just because I'm trying to make this challenging. But the other reason is the travel expenses to get to the core. But at the same time, we've been hanging out in the Perfury for a little while. It might be worth trying to get a little farther in, because you can see we're way out here in the middle of BFE. Let's see. What's good? We got some conflict zones here. It might be worth looking to see what planets we could potentially hit up, but the problem, as you can see, the challenge level on a lot of these planets is going to be so much higher, so either we've got to spend a lot of money and time to jump to the parts of the core worlds that aren't super hard to fight, or we kind of just got to stick it out a little bit more. Could go to St. Ives, I'm sure they're going to have no shortage of conflicts. Word of Blake. Yeah, I like to see, but I guess we can filter. Let's see. Well, if we do the filter and I say, I only want stuff up to 2 skulls, what does that give us? Oh god. But that answers the question. So let's see. What do we got here? We got manufacturing, which is good. Might be a decent market. And it's only 2 jumps away. So 90k, 22 days. I think that's not a bad idea. We'll head to Zanzibar. I don't like Capellans, but hopefully as long as we don't talk to anybody, we shouldn't get stabbed.
Calculating course now, Commander.
Let's hit it. I don't necessarily mind city fights, but the game engine doesn't like them. I know that. The main complaint that I have about urban missions is that they so often have the secondary objective to avoid collateral damage, but then it doesn't matter whether you or the enemy destroys buildings, and so it's one of those secondary objectives that I don't think I've ever actually succeeded at. Distress call. Sumai catches your attention on the bridge. Commander, I picked up a distress call from a nearby transport. It's not exactly our job to assist in matters like this, but we may be the nearest ship available. She studies the display. Wait, Commander, false alarm. Looks like a terribly voiced request for cat pictures from aboard Voyager. Are you fucking kidding me? I said that as a joke, but they actually want cat pictures. Are you serious? You know what? Send them the cat pictures. Morale increased by 1. Was not expecting it. I don't think they've fixed it. I do not think that they have fixed the issue with enemies destroying buildings, because the last time I had that secondary in an urban environment, I was not the one that destroyed buildings, but they still... Like, they had an artillery piece, and they were just hitting everything, including me, and yeah, I ended up failing that objective. So, again, maybe that's intended behavior, but it's one of those where it's like, whenever I see that secondary, I'm like, nope, sorry, not happening. So it's about to be payday, and I don't have an engineering project going right now, so I think it's about time we did that. Let's see. If I do the next level of tank, what does that do? Increases tank only slots and increases drop weight. Oh, I mean, we're not really having an issue with drop weight on vehicles right now. We're also not really having an issue with tech points and mech repair yet, because we don't have super heavy mechs just yet. It might be worth putting some money into morale, although our morale is pretty good as well. Yeah, it could be a bug or it could be intentional behavior. I mean, it's just... Like, it's not a deal breaker for me. I'll still do urban missions, but it's just, like I said, it's one of those secondary objectives where I know I'm never going to complete it, and that's fine. Like, I just go in knowing it's not going to happen. I don't know. I guess we could... If we start working on the drive system, that'll decrease our travel time, so I think that's not a bad thing to put money into. So let's go ahead and do that. It's only going to be 15 days, and that'll speed up our ability to move around. We won't have to be so tied down to a specific system.
Looks like we've arrived, Commander.
Alright, this is a manufacturing planet, so let's see what they've got. More battle armor, more vehicles, we got a ballista. What kind? Sniper artillery ballista. Okay, that's not the worst thing in the world. Another artillery tank. We got SRMs and oh mama, Arrow 4s. Hard to argue with Arrow 4s. It is easy to argue with the price tag, though. Yeah, no, I've been trying to focus more on our vehicles. Right now, we're fielding the maximum of 4. But because I haven't really found an opportunity to upgrade to larger vehicles or more powerful vehicles yet, I mean, I say that as we're currently looking at one. But because I haven't really found an opportunity to upgrade vehicles yet, I'm not too focused on the drop capacity for them because we don't need it just yet. Let's see. We got Hamas, we got some battle armor weapons. Again, lots of ballistics, and I don't have anything to put them on. Snub-nosed PPC wouldn't be the worst thing. Yeah, not much here. Not much here. Well, hold on. Tandem charge SRMs is pretty damn good. So is Arta 4 SRMs. That could be really good too. I think we buy the ammo on these just so we've got them. I just need an Arta 4 system that I can put with the launchers, which I don't think I saw in here. But assuming that we find one... yeah, actually, we just hit payday, so... Alright, let's have a look at the command center, see what we got. See what missions are available, because we are down to less than 1.5 now, and that is not a position we really want to be in. So a lot of these missions are going to be pretty heavy duty. Unfortunately, an assassinate for 600k is probably going to be just on the upper limit of our abilities. But I think we do it. I mean, I certainly wouldn't try to put us in any of these other missions. Well, maybe. What is this? Another assassinate. Well, we'll take the lower end assassination. Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, do I have... Maybe I picked up an Artemis system somewhere along the line, and I just wasn't... I didn't see it or didn't catch it. I know we have an Artemis in the trap, but I'm gonna keep that where it is. Nice. We do have an Artemis. We do have an Artemis. Man, oh man. Okay, well that changes things around quite a bit. So I think if we've only got one, then I think the move is we put it in the Panther. Because the Panther's using an MMO. So if I use the Artiv system with it, then I can use Artiv ammo for both long range and short range. So we're effectively doubling our Artiv's ability with that, but I don't have any Artiv LRM ammo. Let me double check the shop. I didn't remember seeing any Artiv LRM ammo. But let me double check. Ammo, missiles. Yeah, it was just the short range. That's okay, though. We can still use standard missiles even without the Artiv system, so it's not a big deal. So, Revar how should I pronounce your name? But I'm gonna call you Revar for now. But while I would typically agree with you that it doesn't sound too bad, I cannot stress enough that the majority of our mechs are playing outside of their range, their ideal range. Like, I'm using Whitworths as brawlers, and they are definitely not made for that because we don't have any brawlers in the mech bay. So I'm basically having to make do, so I have to always be very cognizant of that. Like, it seems like the Whitworths are doing a good job up close, but that's just because I'm very, very picky about the missions that I take to avoid us ending up over our heads. But when we actually go up against stuff that's in our weight class, and we try to brawl with Whitworths, we have gotten our asses handed to us every single time. So yeah, it sometimes seems like we're doing well for where we're at, but again, I have to be very selective about the missions that we take in order to succeed. But anyway, so back to what I was talking about. We want to stick the Artemis in here. I'm sorry? Can I? LRM standard ammo can't be used with Artemis. Son of the beach. Okay, so we can't use standard ammo with the Artemis. That is unfortunate. Huh. Do I have any Artemis ammo on the trip? I'm pretty sure I do. But do I have 2 bins or just 1? Crap, I've only got one bin. Okay, well, that might be something to think about in the future then. Because the whole point of an MML is having multiple range brackets. So I think what we do instead is well, I could upgrade... I could potentially... I'm sorry, I'm thinking here. But that's part of the mech bay, right? Is the always having to think. So I think what we do is... Do we ditch the LRM-15 and the Artemis in order to put in another streak LRM-10? So that's going to decrease our volley fire and our potential damage output, but it has the advantage of making all the missiles on the Treb effectively all or nothing. So either we're going to hit with everything or we're not going to hit with everything. The other problem is we kind of run ourselves into the issue of we lose indirect fire ability with the Treb, which could potentially hurt us. Or we go the other direction, get the streak out of here, replace it with another LRM-15, stick a Artemis on that as well, and just go full indirect fire. Yeah, how are we for streak ammo? That is a good question. So we've got 3 full bins of LRM, and I've got 2 full bins of SRM. So we've definitely got the ammo to focus on the streaks. I'm a little concerned about losing the indirect fire potential, but we do have the Hollander to make up for that. And I think if we can make all of our volleys from the Treb all or nothing, yeah, I think if we do that, the streaks are the way to go for me. So we'll pull the Art of Ammo out of there, which will then allow us to also do what we wanted to do with the Panther. So we'll take that out, if we do LRM-10s, then that only gives us 6 volleys worth of ammo. So I think we put another bin of ammo just to give a maximum amount of firepower. We'll go back in here, we'll stick in the Streak SRM-10, and that actually gives us a little more to play around with. So, what do we want to do? Heat efficiency is not great on this thing, and I know the Treb runs hot anyway. Is there a way to do... Well, I don't actually know how that works, because I've never tried it before. So the Artemis... If I put in the Artemis 4, does that... Like, does the accuracy stack with streaks? Because in order to use Artemis, you have to have Artemis ammo, but in order to use streaks, you have to have streak ammo. So, wouldn't that be mutually exclusive, because you have to have the specific ammo type for it? Because that's what I'm curious about. See, that's what I'm thinking too. I don't... Like, just logically, and I haven't tried it, but logically, I don't think you can mount a streak with an Artiv because both of those systems require specific ammo. So either it would let you use both types of ammo, or it would basically tell you that you can't use either. Well, let's see. What does it say? So it says, equipment is weapon attachments, has to be standard, LRMs, SRMs, and MNLs. So yeah, we would not be able to use it with Streak, which is fine. But we'll update the Treb so that it's all Streak. I can actually max out the armor on this thing too, or I can potentially throw on some more weapon systems. But I think we need more heat sinks first, because this thing is crap on its heat. So let's do that first. If we can increase the heat efficiency, then we avoid some of the other problems that the Treb has. Well, Miguel, that's what I was just looking at. I did the tooltip on it, and it's the Artemis system says it has to be used with standard missile systems, so yeah. But yeah, so we throw in some extra heat sinks. That gets us up to our tonnage limit, but it also allows us to fire the ER medium lasers a lot more frequently without having to worry so much about the heat buildup. So that's not bad. I think we go with that. 3 days, 5,200. And doing that will give us the ability to throw an Artemis system on... Right, there is that too, and that's why I'm doing it. I basically want to make it so that the Treb can fire a full alpha volley of missiles, and they're either all going to hit or they're not. And if they don't, great, we don't waste the ammo, and if they do, we're maximizing our ammo potential. So this, we should now be able to go in here with the equipment, and we know that we can put an Artemis with an MML because it said so. We got to get rid of the ammo first. So we'll get rid of the ammo bins that we have. And we will put in the Artif for short range. And, oh, I'm going to have to wait for the Treb to go through work first. Okay, so we'll wait. I've actually got to wait for them to take the Artemis ammo off of the Treb before I can put it on the Panther. So we'll wait a couple of days, let that happen. And now we should be able to fix up the Panther. So yeah, we'll go in here to the equipment. We will throw... Well, first we gotta take off the ammo, or it's gonna gripe at me about that. Then we put on the Artemis. Now we can go into the ammo, and I want the Art of short range, and I want the Art of long range. And of course we're gonna be a ton overweight, but that's okay. Because we're already kind of heavy on armor, so I can just decrease our armor. Maybe not. I think it might finally be time to consider throwing Pharaoh in this thing, if I can. Is it not gonna let me? Okay, it will. And then we're only losing a half of a ton of ammo, or armor, I'm sorry. Unless, do we have any half bins of... No half bins of Artif. Poop. Well, that's okay. We will drop some armor. Oh, we don't even have to drop that much. We only got to drop 1 pip of armor. That is 100% doable. Maybe 2 pips of armor. There we go. There we go. So we now have Artemis MMLs on our Panther, which will increase the accuracy of those missiles. And we've now upgraded the Treb to have full streaks. So we're technically losing 5 missiles, but we're also potentially increasing our accuracy with those missiles. So 2 days, and then let's hit the command, sir. And here we are again, looking at the same mission, assassinate in the desert, 1.5 skulls, 600k. We'll go full salvage. It's against pirates, so hopefully we don't run into too much trouble. Everybody looks good. I think we're going to switch out Sparrow for Quagmire. Actually, you know what? Quagmire's gonna go on the Scorpion. And, yeah. I think we're doing well. So let's... Now that the battle armor is fixed, we'll do what we normally do here. And we will have the battle armor attached to the commander as we do. And, yeah, let's get it started. Get this party started. Traditionally, we have not had great luck with assassination missions. I'm hoping this one will be where we manage to turn it around. Again, now that we've got a couple more vehicles, we've got some better pilots, we're actually getting some decent equipment into our mechs, even if they are old and junky. It is giving me more confidence in our company's ability to do the job. And it's expanding our ability to take on missions like this. So we'll see if that confidence is misplaced. Again, was it not Darkest Dungeons man who said, overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer? Although in my experience, at least in BattleTech, it tends to be a very rapid and insidious killer. You get all of about 10 seconds to realize that you done effed up Ron, and then at that point it's too late to do anything about it. Again, see our first stream where I didn't realize we were up against a Howitzer 12 urban mech until the commander got one-timed, and then it was kind of that, oh shit, we have a problem, and we suddenly realized we were in over our heads. But that's pretty common in the early game. Alright. And of course, we immediately start in contact with the enemy because that's usually the way these assassination missions go. Oh no. Not only do we start in contact, we have enemies behind us and in front of us, and they have the high ground. Well, this could be bad. Thankfully, the stuff that's around us is not terribly dangerous. Yeah, we joke about how the commander has PTSD every time they see an urban mech now. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we dive in here into this little canyon to avoid the high ground and hopefully make them come down to us. As long as we're not actively attacking the assassination target, because I can words. As long as we're not actively attacking the target, I don't think we have to worry too much about them running away. Not to mention we've got this bridge, which could work to our advantage. However, he's way back here, so... I don't know, if we're lucky we can get on this ridge line, and that'll help us once we actually get to the target, but for right now we gotta figure out how to get out of this little trap that we've found ourselves in. So first and foremost, why can I not... Oh no, did you... Okay, I was about to say.
Commander.
Alright, I don't think we're gonna get into close combat with anybody first time, so I'm gonna go ahead and brace up the battle armor, and we'll wait until another turn. Yeah, we're gonna take a little stroll through the desert.
Ready for orders.
So Scorpion, again, first thing we want to do is break line of sight. And I'm not even gonna bother taking shots at any enemies right now unless they've moved, because almost, like, we're all starting with evasion, with that spawn protection, so...
Waiting for orders.
Unless they've already moved, it's not really worth it to try to take shots at them.
Location confirmed.
It's not the best position to be in, but unlike the last time, where they basically started us in a giant bowl.
Be careful, Commander. You don't want to get caught in a crossfire.
Thank you, Darius. Thank you. But yeah, the last time we started in a situation like this, they basically put us in the middle of a giant bowl with, you know, about 500 meters height difference between us and the enemy. And then said, oh yeah, by the way, go walking up this hill and hope that you don't get turned into Swiss cheese. So, it certainly could have gone better.
Got it. Max speed, no shooting.
Alright, so what are we dealing with? We're dealing with a fire starter, a brigand, and a brigand. Which, depending on the... Yeah, these brigands could potentially be an issue. They got a lot of close-range firepower. Ugh. Not ideal. Definitely not ideal. But that's how this goes. Gotta make the best of a bad situation. Good lord. Well, there goes the Scorpion. Clearly did not get quite as much into cover as we needed to.
Right here.
I mean, with that being said, they've both gone and the majority of my lance has not, so there's a part of me that almost says, okay, have at you. Yeah, because I mean, it's gonna be tough to get our entire lance in here and not get shot. Maybe I send the Whitworths up? Because they're close-range brawlers anyway. Spider and a javelin? Yeah, I don't know. It's looking rough, that's for sure.
Affirmative.
And again, I don't think there's much point in taking shots, but most of these guys have moved, so we could potentially take those shots. I say we do it. Nice. Wow. Okay, I will take that.
I just hit.
That makes me feel a lot better that the first shot we take, we immediately hit a leg and knock a dude down. I mean, hopefully that's not the only good luck we have this mission, but it makes me feel a little bit better about how things are going so far. And losing an Ultra AC5 is bad, but it's not the end of the world. It's not where the majority of our firepower is. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that. I'm hoping these rocks will protect us. I can jump the Whitworths up here to engage them. Hopefully. Good lord.
Can't take much more of this.
And that's why LBXs are bad.
Receiving you.
So if we jump up here, which I can't even do, I'm gonna have to run in. And I'm not even gonna be able to turn around to fire at these guys. And even if I did, they've got elevation on me, so it's a bad situation no matter what we do.
Acknowledged.
Because again, the slowness of the Whitworths is not gonna work in our favor. I think we save the SRMs.
Firing.
Try and take some shots. Wonder how a fire starter pilot feels about getting hit with flamethrowers. Normally I figure it's them that's putting the heat on people, so I wonder how they feel about it. I think we roll in top speed. We've already got this guy on the ground, so we'll take the AC-20 shot at him. I already took out one leg, let's see if we can get the other. Nice.
That's a kill.
Alright, well that's one less enemy to worry about. Now if we can just stop getting shot in the back by the other ones, then we'll be doing alright for ourselves. Now wait a minute, why? So maybe I'm missing something. I'm gonna have to look in the mech lab when we get done. I don't understand why this Whitworth, the 2, which is supposed to be the improved version, for some stupid reason, seems to have less mobility on a sprint than the Whitworth 1. And I wonder if I might have a different engine core in it or something and I just wasn't paying attention. So yeah, we'll kill the missiles, take the shots.
Target locked.
Doing a little bit of damage. Are you okay, computer? Oh my. Okay, they're just regular LRMs from the look of things.
Awaiting orders.
And of course we want to get the Trem out of here as soon as possible. I don't know what that 35-tonner is, but I don't want to walk right out into its line of fire either. So let's do this. And we know the streaks are a one-way ticket, so I say we use the ER lasers, and if the streaks hit, they hit. Nice. I'll take it.
Orders?
And our boy Whiplash and the APC already taking hits. I don't know if I'll be able to save him, if I'm being honest.
Double time. Let's go.
Because it seems like everybody has a shot at him. So I say we tag the Brigand, even though I probably should have done a sensor lock instead. We tag the Brigand, then when we move up with the last couple of guys, we might actually be able to take shots with them. We will see. We will see. Oh no, that's reset the turn, so alright. Battle armor I think we reserve. We might be able to get them in range to do something this turn. Depending on how things go. I'm sorry? You really just DFA'd me. Are you serious?
Barely hit, Command.
Okay. Sure, why not? That makes things a little easier for me. Who else is moving? Nobody? Okay, so we're gonna reserve you again. And let's see who's gonna take the shot next. I think it's one of these guys up here is next. Yeah, I don't like taking those shots from on high.
Light damage. Hold it
Too many
firm.
chances to get shot in the head doing that. Alright, so Stu is finally in a position to maybe potentially do some damage. If we whip around like this,
You betcha.
get some evasion, we got the artillery, I think we take a shot at this APC and maybe potentially get some splash damage on the other guy. Then again, maybe not, since we don't have really decent chances to hit across the board. But screw it, it's artillery. It's not about accuracy.
Take this.
Yeah, minimal damage. But that's okay. Yeah, good lord. This is...
Internal structure damage.
We're gonna take so much freaking damage just trying to avoid taking damage.
Commander.
And we still got this guy. I don't even know what that is, but we gotta get past him, too. So we'll do this.
Affirmative.
And we're obviously gonna take the shot with the PPC and the MML. Are you... You know what? So apparently, I've somehow found the one angle where I cannot shoot at this Brigand. And that's why you shouldn't just rapid click through stuff, kids. Because you make mistakes like that. If we switch over to the LRMs, we got decent chances to hit with that. So I guess we take the... I don't know. Do we take the 50-50 on the APC and take the LRMs off the field? I mean, that seems like the smart thing to do. Because if we can get the LRMs off the field, that's one less group of people hounding us.
This is everything I got.
But yeah, that's always been kind of one of the things that makes this game a little more challenging, is that obviously the computer doesn't worry about a lot of the logistical concerns that we have to as players.
Standing by.
And so it allows them to be a lot more reckless in terms of their strategy. Whereas we have to kind of say, oh, well, I can't DFA right now because I can't. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even trying to focus on anything up top, if I'm being perfectly honest. I'm trying to get away from these guys and head this direction. So I'm not sure what the LBX is. I don't think it's any of these guys. It might be whatever this mech is. I still haven't seen this mech, so I don't know what it is. But yeah, I'm basically just trying to get as far away from this ridgeline as I can. But unfortunately, we're taking a lot of damage in the process. Okay, so now we know what this is. It is a panther with medium cannons, which, if I recall, are inferior to their autocannon variants. But we'll still need to be careful of them because they're going to be able to do some damage if they do hit. I wonder if now is the time to go after the fire starter, but I don't think we're in range to rodeo that guy. So I think we just reserve again. For now. Well, like it or not, we may have to turn and fight.
I'm under heavy fire. Standing by.
Because the vehicles are going to be able to come down the hill and attack us. Like, this is not sufficient cover to protect us from the ridgeline, it doesn't look like. So, as much as I don't like it, I think we have to charge up the ridgeline. Because if we continue to go through here, we're just going to continue to get shot in the back. Yeah, it's rough. It is rough. But this is what I was talking about when I was talking about how, like, I have to be very, very selective about what missions we take.
Location.
Because our lance isn't actually that good. It's actually very crap. And, it's... I should have just withdrawn, is what I should have done. And I might still, if things get too much worse than they are now. So already looking at some pretty extensive damage to this Whitworth. And if we lose the arm, that's going to be even worse. So, like, we're not quite at the point yet where I'm ready to leave, but it ain't going to take much more to push me over the edge. I'm not a huge fan of total losses. But I think what we can do is try to get here. And, oh, it's not going to let me melee from there. Shit. My hope was that I could get, like, right here as close to the ridge as possible and do a melee, but it doesn't look like it's going to let me do that. So instead, maybe we run. Maybe we run and we try to turn around and fire. Yeah. I just don't see that we can do a whole lot, if I'm being honest. I could jump up here and take away some of the height advantage. I think we'll do that. I'll try to take away some of the height advantage that they have. I've already taken some heat damage from the fire starter, but I think we risk it. Because he's already on fire and we're doing damage. So the more I can do to him, potentially get him off the field, then that's one less enemy harassing us.
Heat damage.
So now I think is the time. Well, maybe not, because he's about to get destroyed. And then our Iberian would not be in a good position. So I think we're just going to brace up the battle armor.
Confirmed. Holding and cooling.
Brace up the battle armor. We're not going to use him this turn. If I move here, then nobody on the ridge has a shot at us. So we move here with the Hetzer. And then... Damn. I think we take a 40%, because if we get the hit, that might be what we need. But if we miss, we're wasting ammo.
Here it comes.
Nice. Alright, well there we go. Once again, Game Master coming in the clutch. Getting the 40% chance to hit and taking the fire starter off the field. Yeah, that's exactly what I was counting on, was using that AC-20. We got incredibly lucky, because that was like a 38% chance to hit, but that's exactly what we needed. That gets the fire starter off of our back and creates some distance between us and the ridgeline, so they continue to burn LRMs,
Confirmed.
then eventually they're gonna run out of ammo, because they're full alphaing us with the LRMs. This guy's got cannons. I'm just gonna stay as far away from him as possible and hope that he doesn't hit. Brick in our treb. Let's go ahead and sprint up here. I'm kind of disappointed, though, because I really want to hit this brigand. But there's no way to hit the brigand without also putting ourselves in a position of being a target from everyone on the ridge. And I guess I could go here to minimize it a little bit. We'll give it a shot.
Double time.
Hopefully this doesn't turn out to be an absolutely terrible idea. And I think we're gonna go for the core shot. I ain't trying to salvage a brigand. There we go. Engine destroyed.
Target eliminated.
Yeah, I know it gives me now evasion, but I also want to get that brigand off the field because they're loaded with lasers, and if that guy got back up and continues to harass us, that's going to be a bad situation. So I'm just taking a chance, trying to minimize line of sight and get that guy gone. Because if distance is our only weapon, then I'm going to try to use it. That's the hope, at least. Because the fastest way for us to stop getting shredded is to break contact, and I can't do that if they keep having mechs right up our tailpipe harassing us as we try to retreat.
Good to go.
Alright, so once again, full sprint. I'll try to take a shot if I can. But I don't think... What is SC? I don't know what SC is. I know what HE is. But yeah, we're not going to have much of a shot on this guy anyway. I think we save the ammo. Because this is just the pregame. This isn't even the mission. This is just the ambush we walked into. Like, we've still got potentially another lance and the assassination targets somewhere out here beyond this river and ridge lines. Like, this is just the warm-up. And if we can't handle this, then we're not going to be able to handle the assassination target either.
Systems holding.
Oh. Apparently the bot doesn't like the word foreplay. Sorry about that, Pikyo. But yeah, it's basically foreplay. For them, at least. I'm not going to pretend like I'm enjoying it. But like I said, that's, for me at least, that's half the fun of this game, is the trying to make the best of a bad situation. I usually just, like, if I'm in a situation where it's obvious, like it's absolutely obvious that there's no winning, then I'll go ahead and withdraw at the beginning. But in a situation like this, where it does look like we could potentially salvage it, we can make this work if we play smart. If I play smart. So it looks like this panther up here on the ridge is going to try to head us off, which is fine. It keeps him off the ridge line and lets us break line of sight. Oh no. Well, we might be backed in a corner then. Because I can't go this way. It's not letting me go this direction. Now, we might be able to get the Whitworths over that hill just because of the jump jets, but everybody else is going to have to go up here. So that is not ideal. But can't do anything about it. And we lose nothing by taking shots with lasers, so I'll go ahead and take the shot. Yeah, like it or not, we're going to have to go up this ridge. I'm hoping that this formation will protect us from these guys, even though most of them appear to be trying to come down the hill. Which is good. That's gonna tie them up.
I'm ready.
So we don't have any enemies in range. I think we just drive the Hetzer as fast as it'll
Ready
go.
now. Full speed.
Orders.
I wish I could fire first and then move. That would be nice, because I would take shots at them and then fall back. But I think instead we just jump down,
Lifting off.
keep our front armor facing the enemy.
Yes, Commander.
And the Whitworth, Sundance's Whitworth, has been taking a lot of damage, so we're gonna have to be careful with what we do with her or the rest of this engagement, because she's already had an armor breach, and that was an armor breach on the arm. So we're gonna potentially lose a pulse laser if we lose the arm. Not a huge problem, but losing weapon systems early is not gonna be good for us.
Taking minimal damage.
Yeah, you keep saying minimal damage, but that minimal damage adds up over time. Alright. So, I don't think we can do that. We'll just have to charge.
Roger that.
Alright.
Orders.
Almost ready to start a douter.
Affirmative.
I think that our boy Whiplash of the APC is the last in terms of initiative. At least for our side.
Next warriors, show them what you've got.
Yeah. So again, we will brace up the battle armor because we're not going to do anything with them for a little while.
Ready to go.
And they continue to come down the hill. It's good.
I'm listening.
Tie them up for a while.
Roger
Let's go
that.
ahead and move up the Panther. And we got decent shots here, so I'm going to take it.
Locking on and firing it off. All right.
Nice. We took out an arm. Unfortunately, it's not the arm you want to destroy on a Panther. I would have rather taken out the right arm, but I'll take the damage. It's one less thing for us to hit. Oh my goodness, they've got line of sight. Okay, well that's not ideal. That wasn't the vehicle, I think that was the mech. So yeah, we're gonna have to get up this hill in a
Waiting on
hurry.
you, Commander. Got it.
No dice. Do we even have a shot in this direction? No? Okay. I don't know if it's worth it to take a 40% on an artillery shot, but this guy is standing between us and potentially getting out of this killing zone. I think we take one shot at him at least and just completely whiff it. Okay, well, I think I'm going to save the rest of our artillery ammo for when we actually make contact with the target. Unless I find a really good situation where we can use it. Alright, so we're going to move up.
Move order received.
We'll take the shot. We got all 3 lasers firing.
Engaging.
Not much in the way of damage, but it's something. See, I'm not sure if them being red means that they're disabled, because I thought that's what it meant. But then sometimes they fire them anyway. Good lord.
I'm taking some serious hits.
Ready for orders.
So yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I thought that the weapons being in red meant that they were disabled, but I also, like I said, I've seen them use them even when they're red. It could be that they're jammed, it could be that they're out of ammo, it could be that we destroyed the ammo bins, I don't really know. Well, let's see, patched after battle, left shoulder destroyed, foggy desert sunset, sensors crit, maybe that's why? Maybe we reduced the sensors so much? I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, that one Whitworth there, they're focusing down hard. I don't think we take the shot. At only 30%, I mean, we need to save some ammo for the engagement ahead. Especially because they dropped reinforcements somewhere. I think we wait until we got a better shot. Save the ammo for now.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, wow, this is their vehicle. They actually drove right up on us. If it weren't for the fact that we're surrounded from an elevated position, I would melee the shit out of this thing. What are our chances? If I go in for the kick... You know what? This Whitworth hasn't taken a lot of damage. I'm gonna go for it and hopefully get them to focus on another target.
Engaging.
No? I was hoping we'd get the kill on the vehicle for that, but
Reading you.
does not appear to be the case. What we can do, though, is I can actually run the Whitworth into this little ravine here to break line of sight, and then I can jump up the hill. Unfortunately, because of the damage we've taken, I'm not able to sprint because we have stability damage. It might be smarter. Let's see, what's line of sight looking like? It might be smarter to just roll in here to break line of sight. Try and give ourselves as much cover as possible. And then take some shots here. See what we can do to deal with this Gladius. So yeah, this is part of the reason that I don't particularly like assassination missions. Because in my experience, they almost always start out this way, where you're typically either surrounded or in a terrible position tactically, sometimes both. And then you find yourself in this situation where you either have to immediately withdraw from the battle to avoid taking massive losses, or you have to try to fight through it and then potentially take a bunch of damage and hurt pilots and all this other stuff. So, and that's why I tend to avoid the assassination missions, because they almost always start out this way. Alright, so that takes care of the Panther. That's good. Looks like we got the rolls on both of those LRM salvos. Yeah, I know I have stated my opinions on Rogue Take versus BTA, but that is one thing that I wish they would implement in BTA, is choosing your own landing zone. Because that would remove a lot of this RNG, you know, getting shafted by your placement and not having any say in it.
Moving to full throttle.
I would make the argument that in a situation like this, we should have a little more determination over where we land in a combat zone, instead of just, well, here's a spot, let's just put her down and see what happens. And unfortunately, our battle armor has been getting shredded because of the missile salvos. It's just further reinforcing my statement that I just don't. Yeah, exactly. And like I said, it's the fact that I run into this sort of trap, death zone, killing field every time I do an assassination mission that makes me avoid them. Because I don't think I have ever done an assassination that didn't start out almost exactly like this. Like, we end up surrounded and getting pummeled by enemies before we even sit down. So yeah, that artillery is not going to do squat, but we'll at least point our armor towards the enemy so as not to continue to take damage in the back. What are they feeding these guys? Good lord! These are the most accurate pilots in the entire inner sphere. Like, I don't know where they went to frickin' gunnery school, but clearly I need to figure it out and send my people that direction. 'Cause this is insane. Alright, the galleon's not gonna be much use for us in a fight, so I think we just move up and get a view on the dam. So at least we know what we're up against in that direction. And then Ozark with the Panther. We'll just continue to charge up the hill here. Oh, we've got enough turn on us that we can actually shoot at this guy. I don't think we're gonna hit, but I think we take the shot.
Firing everything.
Yeah. I was hoping we'd get lucky with the PPC. It is only a spider, so if we did hit, we could have potentially done some damage, but... I swear to God. It would normally be the Lance and the lone target, but they're talking about reinforcements, so I'm hoping it's these guys. I'm hoping these 4 enemies in the basin are the reinforcements that they're talking about.
Yes, Commander.
But we will see. In the meantime, we need to continue to run this Whitworth. The only problem is, it's difficult to sprint the Whitworth and still have our armor facing the enemy.
Orders.
But I will do my best. I think we go here. Break line of sight from the ridge, and potentially put a volley into this guy. I'm gonna ditch the SRMs because we're already using a bunch of ammo.
Target acquired.
Man, what does it take? I was about to say, what does it take to punch through the armor on this thing?
I'm starting to cook.
Oh my good lord.
Reporting overheat. Shutting down.
My good lord Jesus. I mean, anything that can go wrong is going wrong here. I guess we'll get some backup from our boy Game Master. Because I can't leave us sitting out here. Come on, AC-20. Everybody cross your fingers. Cross your toes. Tie your shoelaces. Whatever you got. Because we need this AC-20 to hit, and we need it to do big damage. So here we go.
Firing full complement on enemy.
Well, we did get the hit, but we didn't get the kill. Hopefully that will discourage him, but I doubt it. At the very least, maybe him being here will run enough interference to stop this guy from then immediately running in behind us and shooting in the back. That is a lot of freaking missiles.